As the ANC, we have noted and addressed the matters that arose that affect the Department of Higher Education. With regard, in particular, the matter of the sitters. The legal framework and ministerial discretion with regard to the Skills and Development Act of 1998 empowers the Minister of Higher Education and Training in consultation with the National Skills Authority to appoint members of the accounting authorities of sector education and authorities sitters, including chairpersons, Section 11. Importantly, nowhere in the Act or accompanying regulation does it require the establishment of an independent panel to advise or execute such appointments. The Minister is fully empowered to perform these functions independently. In an act of enhanced governance, in a sincere attempt to promote transparency and broad consultation, the Minister chose to constitute a voluntary unpaid advisory panel staffed by civil servants and an outside chairperson. This was done in good faith to ensure that merit-based and impartial guidance informed the decisions in the national interest. This extra governance measure, though commendable in principle, has unfortunately been weaponized by some political actors. The Minister approached a respectable advocate, Terry Mutau, senior counsel, to chair the voluntary advisory panel. However, his appointment was never formally concluded due to procedural delays, including the lack of formal engagement through the department's legal services. Despite this, his name was mistakenly included in a list shared with Parliament during a period of heightened legislative activity. Crucially, when appearing before Parliament, the Minister clearly stated that Advocate Mutau had not attended any of the panel's meetings. This is a decisive piece of information which directly rebuts any allegation of deceit or misrepresentation. Had the Minister intended to fabricate or exaggerate Advocate Mutau's role, she would not have made this transparent and clarifying statement. This detail proves that there was no intent to mislead Parliament, and certainly no malice. Upon becoming aware of the error, the Minister promptly apologized to Parliament and issued a formal written apology to Advocate Mutau, personally and in public, acknowledging the mistake and correcting the record. We reject in the strongest terms the Democratic Alliance's opportunistic laying of criminal charges against the Minister. The DA's conduct is not grounded in legal principle, but in performative politics. While gang violence and systemic inequality devastate communities in the Western Cape, the DA will rather misdirect police resources toward a political vendetta. In order to preserve the integrity of the process in terms of the sitters, the Minister has undertaken to withdraw the entire list of proposed sitter board chairpersons, regardless of merit, in order to preserve the integrity of the process and rebuild confidence in the skills development sector. The Minister has decided to restart the process afresh in full compliance with legal provisions and without the influence of the prior panel. Invite broader sectoral participation including business, labor, and student organizations in the spirit of cooperative governance, a process we fully support as the African National Congress. We have advocated for Minister Nkabane to double her efforts on the following: improved institutional funding allocations to TVET colleges and universities, stabilization of NSFAS disbursements, expanded investment in historically disadvantaged universities, including Fort Hare, UNISA and Limpopo, while UNISA and Limpopo have grown in national standing. Reforms in bursary management systems, science and technology research, and renewed focus on TVET infrastructure. Our final observation is that the SETA ecosystem is known to harbor entrenched business interests, many of whom aggressively lobby for influence and financial opportunity. We caution the public to examine who benefits from destabilizing the appointment process and how often legitimate governance efforts are obstructed by hidden agendas. No law in this regard has been broken, in our view, and no lie was told. But nonetheless, ministers get to be subjected, in terms of the checks and balances of our Constitution, on such matters to Parliament, where they account. Can it be through the Ethics Committee, where they account? Ministers get to be subjected to Chapter 9 institutions in relation to the public protector. An error was made and owned. That's what we have come across. Accountability was demonstrated by the minister. Corrective action has been taken. Corrective action has been taken. The process has started afresh, and we support a transparent process in this instance that include, among others, taking into account all sectors. We believe that the minister must continue to serve the people of South Africa with integrity, humility, and a deep commitment to the values of democratic governance. We call on all stakeholders, business, labor, students, and civil society to support the reset process and recommit to building a strong, ethical, and forward-looking post-school education system.